Hey, Savvy Canine folks. I just wanted to reach out because we are having absolutely stunning weather. And one of the things that's coming up is everybody's out with their dogs with this beautiful weather. And right now we are getting a lot of phone calls about the dogs being reactive on leash and a couple we have had one or two people call their dogs have been attacked. They don't know what to do. Now the dog's afraid to walk. So I wanted to come on and kind of do a little discussion about this because due to the pandemic, many dogs have been confined inside, so they haven't have been able to practice their social skills, seeing other dogs, walking politely on the leash. So I think it's kind of happening to us as well. We're used to communicating online and stuff, and when we get back to meet people, if there's like an awkwardness or a weirdness, or with the masks, we're misreading information. So I think we're seeing a lot of this in the dog world right now, and I want to touch base on it because it is absolutely stunning. I live right by a bike path where people are walking their dogs, they're biking, and even my own dog has started to bark at them, and we've done a lot of training to undo that to stop it. So clearly, the being stuck inside and social distancing has had an impact on our animals as well as ourselves. So I wanted to come and talk about this because now that there are so many people with dogs out, yes, it's exciting for other dogs to want to go see other dogs, but many trainers will actually discourage dogs meeting on leash. And so this is why we just say no to on leash meetings. And there's so many things that can go wrong with it. There's leash frustration. There's also, just like us, dogs have different personalities. Some are more social, some are antisocial, some are fearful, some are reactive, some are a little more aggressive. So understanding whether you have a safe dog, or the dog that you're going to meet is safe for your dog to meet, is really important. And one of the most common factors, and even myself as a dog, oh, don't worry, my dog is friendly. So often the body language is misinterpreted. So what people are seeing as friendly may not be friendly. The dog may be too excited, overstimulated. And these high energy greetings can quickly turn into a fight. So I kind of want to talk about you. If you can, I would really encourage, especially this early in the season where everybody's been cooped up. So it's like everything's overstimulating with the warm weather, the sounds, the smells. So it's a little bit overload for many dogs right now. Get them back calm, mellow, make it back to the point where the dog is the walks aren't so, oh my God, so super exciting. And I know this is happening because it's happened with my dog as well. So for your dogs, I really discourage, please don't let them meet on leash. It can really just turn so quickly. And it does, unfortunately, can take just one negative experience to have a major impact on your dog becoming fearful of other dogs or leash reactive. So if we can avoid it, I think that's the best way to go. But if this is something you struggle with, lots of great trainers out there to help and assist with helping your dog be more comfortable on the leash and be more comfortable walking past or near other dogs. So I discourage dogs meeting on leash, just again because, especially, not every dog is well socialized. Not every dog wants to meet every dog. Like us, we have certain friends. We have our niche of people we like. We can smile and wave at people we don't know, but many of us, we don't go around hugging people and like high fiving everybody. It's just not who we are. And our dogs are very similar in that aspect. So let's talk a little bit about what could be contributing to, and some of the reasons why dog trainers don't like. So here's a great say no to on leash greetings. So again, depending on your dog. So imagine you've been cooped up all day. You finally see someone that you like, and then you're not allowed to go see them. You're restricted. That can cause frustration, especially if you have a very social dog. Not being able to say hello can be frustrating. But again, your dog doesn't know the other dog. We don't know whether the other dog has a bite history. The dog could also have been ill, injured. They could be in heat. There's so many reasons why a dog could be reacting the way they are, and probably is not the best time to meet them. You also want to make sure that the dog you're saying hello to isn't displaying inappropriate body language. There's a big misconception that a wagging tail is a happy dog. If you check out my group, you'll see that that's not so. That's a big myth. It really depends on the rest of the doggy's body language. So if you've got a dog that's at the end of the other leash, you're coming along and someone's coming in, the dog's pulling, barking, practically standing on 2 feet like these guys are. Um, Not the dog I would go say hello to. They're overstimulated, overexcited, and a little misinterpretation in language between the two animals could spill into a fight. You also don't want to be meeting a dog that's standing, staring at you, leaning forward, and isn't barking or wagging their tail. That dog's not okay either. So you really want to like be aware of what you're approaching and whether that dog is actually being appropriate. And the other is the opposite, the dog that comes on super strong. I don't know if you ever seen watch the show. Someone comes, runs up, picks up the person, and hugs it. That's kind of over the top greeting. We also don't want those because again, the other dog may not like that, could be in pain, just as antisocial. We don't know. So we don't want to allow our dogs to do that. And those are usually the dogs where I hear a lot of people like, oh, it's okay. My dog is friendly. Yes, your dog is too friendly. That can come on way too strong and can be off putting to other dogs. So that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to talk about. So I really encourage you, please, 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 if you're going to do this, I know a lot of people will want to. So I'm going to share a little information about if you're going to, because I know people want to, and they feel like it gives themselves their dogs a chance to socialize. Um, don't let your dog run up to other people. If your dog is off leash, please make sure you call them off if you see another dog on leash. It's really not fair for your dog to go running into their space and invading them. And then, of course, my favorite is please ask first. Okay. As I mentioned, there are so many reasons why your dog shouldn't meet another dog. And again, not everything can be seen. I have a 13-year-old senior dog. I do not want a 1-year-old puppy barreling into him. That's not fair. He will react. And out of fairness, yes, he's got arthritis. So again, I always ask people, please stay away. He's old, he's crotchety, and he's got good days and bad days. Some days he wants to play and say hi to other people, and other days he doesn't. So if you have one of those super excited dogs or a puppy that loves to say hello to everyone, please stop and ask. Ask the other person first. Respect their space. And if they say no, don't take it personally. It isn't always about your dog. It's about their dog, what their dog needs. Their dog may be spaced. Their dog may be reactive. Their dog may be fearful. These owners may also have just gotten their dog and have no idea what their dog will do, so they're trying to play it safe. So ask first. That's really the key if this is something that you want to do. Um, Unfortunately, we're seeing more and more dogs that are reactive and are actually requiring the space. So please control your dog, get them back to you, ask first. If the person says no, please respect that and move on. There are plenty of other dogs, and I'm sure other people that would be willing to let your dog say hi to. On leash is not the time to socialize your dog to other dogs. Okay. And then, so again, I was talking about a little bit about body language. This is about dog parks, but it can also apply to your dogs that you're meeting on the leash. So if you can see, this is the dog that I was talking about. All the weight's in the front legs. They're staring. Ears are straight up. Hackles are up. Tail's up. Just an FYI, hackles aren't always up when you see this, but there's a stare. They're frozen. That's a confrontational, like if someone comes straight onto you. Not a dog. If I was walking and I see that on another dog on a leash, not the dog I'm going to want to go see. Even for a dog that's not on leash, if they're displaying, they're getting ready to like launch towards you, whether it be friendly, overexcited. I don't know because I don't know the dog. So I would be like, that's not the dog I want my puppy to say hi to. You also want to avoid dogs that are being fearful and stressed. If they're scared, don't let your dog go up and try to make friends with them. This dog's already fearful and afraid and showing signs that they don't want to interact. It's kind of like the person sitting in the chair at a party. They just don't want to be. You can say hello in passing and then move on. But if you were to sit down next to that person and start hugging them and touching them, I am pretty sure they won't like it. What you do want to look for is a dog that's so we call this the complete opposite of the top one, loose body. They're just like when they're wagging their tail, their whole body is swaying. Like the wag goes all the way through. Um, a dog that just it's got a nice light trot, muscles are relaxed. Usually they got that goofy tongue hanging out, especially during the summer. You kind of want to look for some of those signs. I really am kind of just cramming this. It's more in depth and requires a little more details, but I wanted to give you a quick little image of what to look for. And the other thing is trust your gut. I have a lot of people like, I kind of had a feeling, but trust your gut. If there's a dog there that doesn't feel, you're just like, I just don't think it's a good idea, don't do it. The other thing that isn't in here is to consider size. I would not allow my tiny little teacup chihuahua to go say hi to a ginormous, I don't know, we'll say German Shepherd. Yeah, that's not fair. Things can turn really quickly there. The other dangers of on leashes, you guys can get tangled. The dogs can get tangled. And the dog may not know that the pain is coming from the leash. They just associate it with the dog that they're meeting. Big thumb of rule for me, I avoid any dog on a retractable leash purely because I have had a horrendous experience where the leash has wrapped around my leg. And we all know, so retractable leashes retract. All right. And then so I had the person's retractable leash pulling this way and the dog pulling the other way. I ended up with a nice deep gauge all around my leg. So imagine if that had happened to my dog and not me. That would not have gone well. So that's another thing I avoid, retractable leashes. Do not go near any dog on those for my safety and for theirs and my dog's safety. So you really want to look at what's going on there. Also, if the dog is off leash and the human is not paying attention, I would not approach that. I want someone who's aware of what their dog's doing, has their dog under control. And I'm going to say you do have to advocate for yourself. You have to advocate for you and your dog. It is okay to say no to people. My dog is having an off day, or we're training, or he's afraid of big dogs, little dogs. It doesn't matter. You don't have to justify it, but you can say, not today, or nope, he's had enough social, we're ending our walk, we're heading home. Whatever you want to use, you're allowed to advocate for your dog. And again, out of respect for other people, you also need to respect that person's request. Following up with my dog, but my dog is friendly. It isn't what they're looking for. They're asking you to please respect their dog's space and to back off. And again, there are plenty of other dogs that your dog can say hi to. We want social meetings to be mutual, for both dogs, not just the friendly dog. Okay. So again, someone says no, respect that. Again, there are a million reasons why they can be saying no. And quite honestly, when people say, I don't know them an explanation. I'm just saying, please, not today. So I think that's one of the really crucial things to do. Please don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's about what their dogs need. And sometimes what their dog needs is not the same thing that your dog needs. So it's not a good match. Now, I'm going to have people that are going to want to do it anyway. So yes, I said don't do it. And I really think that's the best call. But if you're going to do it, of course, I'm going to provide you how to do it safely if that's something that you're going to add. So, oh my goodness. So when you meet on leash, I have a 3-second rule. Okay, guys. Now, should you find, walking your dog and finding the right social companion, it's kind of like speed dating, right? You got to read the right one. You kind of know right away, yes, no. Should you find that rare dog that is okay and is behaving properly and you want your dog to say hi, we wanted to keep it super brief and short. Again, I told you, you know nothing about people's dog's history. You don't know if that dog's bitten. You don't know if that dog is injured and recovering or is on meds or anything. We just don't know that dog's history. So we don't want to sit there too long with our dogs on leash, which we already know can cause tension and stress and frustration. So we do a quick, I call it a drive-by. Hey, what's up? A quick sniff and move on. So give them 3 seconds to say hello and then go. And that's it. For me, Those 3 seconds of an appropriate hello will have a greater impact for your dog down the road. So if you have those many little 3 second sessions, it's going to build beautiful, beautiful stuff for your dog down the line versus one long, scary, oh, it was good and then it turned dark. Guess what it's going to remember? The puppy's not going to remember that first 3 seconds where it was good. It's going to remember how it ended. So let's not let it spill over to something scary or dangerous. We say, hey, what's up? What's it going? Hey, we've all been practicing it to social distance. Let's have our dogs do it like, what's up? Keep going. That is going to have a greater impact on your dog. So should you say they can go, they can sniff, say good job. Now, we don't want to cause frustration as your dog gets pulled away after the 3 seconds. So have a piece of cheese stick with you, have a treat. Say, okay, guide your dog away. When they catch up to you, give them a cookie so they don't see leaving the dog as a punishment or something bad in their world. They say, hey, not only did I get to say hello, I got a reward out of this. So that would be my encouragement should you decide to do it. The next thing that you want to do, so there's also an appropriate way to approach. As I mentioned earlier, and even people, there's something a little unnerving about someone coming straight at us, you know, it's just kind of like, whoa, that's a little confrontational. So we actually want to approach from the sides, okay? So one per, street or walk, whatever you're on. So kind of go on opposite sides, approach. The reason I encourage this is because it gives you multiple escape routes. So if you're coming literally straight on, your only options are really to back off, right? But if you come at an angle, you've got left, right, and back up to get away, okay? Because you got those distances. So that's my thing. So if you approach, so we don't want to approach head on. We want to approach like this. And then the dog's leashes kind of go in, but it allows you to escape in different directions if needed. So again, that you guys, you can beautiful picture of it right here in the diagrams. People are opposite each other. The dogs are in the middle. They say hello, and then they separate. Okay, so that's really something that you're going to do. You want to do and be aware of your position of where you are. This also, from the side, also helps reduce the chances of the leash intertwining. So that's a little bit of the safety. I am going to post these, I just left the word I wanted, infographics on my business page on Facebook. If you want them, you can have them. Again, I'm just kind of showing you, as I'm summarizing this up, but this can be a more in-depth conversation. But I just wanted to put it out there because I'm seeing, again, I live right by a bike path. I hear the fights. I hear the growling, the barking, the overreactivity. My dog is not contributing to them, so we're going to work on some desensitizing for that. But I just wanted to say, please, give each other the space. If one dog doesn't want to meet, it's okay. Move on. You'll meet someone else. But the key to, if you take anything away from this, it's not that just don't do it, it's ask first. Please, please ask. Again, we don't know the other dog's history or whatever's going on in their lives or what's happened to them or their relationship with other dogs. So just ask. That's the safest and best way to do it. If I had it my way, I'd say nobody do it, but it's out there. So just ask and be respectful. There are a lot of dogs that, unfortunately, we're just seeing a huge increase that just don't want to meet other dogs on leash, and that's okay. Dog parks are a whole different ball game, but same concept, body language. You want to be aware who you're throwing your dog in there with. But right now, just because of the beautiful weather we're having, we're seeing more and more dogs there, and I am hearing more and more conflicting meetings, as I want to call it. All right, so thank you guys for listening. If you have any further questions, you can message me on Facebook at savvyk9 and equinetraining.com. Or I really encourage you guys to join the Savvy Canine Club, where all of these infographics will be available, where we get lots more live videos like this with more information. And I always try to keep it I always try to keep it relevant to what is going on outside in the world so that you guys can get information as needed. All right. Again, thank you guys. And again, please do not hesitate to reach out. Happy to help anybody. And no question is a bad question. So feel free to ask. Thanks.